Last but never least, the lovely Ann McElhinney.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be here. I'm probably the only foreigner who's not an American, and I'm very sorry that I'm not an American, but we're going to work on that one. I've got a few random thoughts. Those of you who've heard me speak before know I'm very into the whole random thought idea. The first thought I have is, would James Cameron please grow up? How many people have seen the film? Put your hands up. Unfortunately, I've got advice for you. You have to see it. This is a film that some people who the last film they saw was Gone with the Wind. They've seen this film. It is beautiful. It's compelling. You nearly at the end are hoping the Americans die. But it is rubbish. It is unbelievable rubbish. It is an anti-American, anti-capitalist, anti-mining rant. And it is rubbish. But don't feel good about it. Every child in this country is going to see it. And they are going to believe that resource development is rubbish. They're going to believe all the rubbish that the teacher that they like at school tells them, that we're all going to die, that there are too many people, that global warming is caused by us, that it's happening, it isn't happening, it hasn't happened for 15 years. It doesn't matter. They're going to be told all this stuff and they're going to believe it because James Cameron made a very beautiful film that is idiotic. If you think about it, and here's the talking point on that film, and the reason I'm talking about this in the global warming context is it's important. Even if we win on this cap and trade thing, it won't go away. Environmentalism will not go away. Anti-development, anti-Americanism will not go away. And you have to hunt it down everywhere you find it and stamp on it every time. For any of you who don't know why James Cameron is an idiot, I really just want to quickly spell it out. James Cameron is an idiot because James Cameron makes a film where mining is evil and living in the rainforest is gorgeous. So here's my advice for James Cameron. Burn your passport and move to the rainforest and bring your mother there. Bring your mother there. Try it. Just try it. Okay, I've got to be very conscious of the time. Here's the bad news. I've got all the bad news. Do you want to know what's going on in America? I'll give you a few stories I've got. And I want you all to write to me and tell me your stories. info@notevilJustWrong.com. And if you haven't bought my film, we are watching you. Okay, 3 weeks ago, I was in Wasilla in Alaska. God bless Alaska. We love it. We love it. Don't get me started on Alaska. I will burst into tears here. I just love it up there. We were in Wasilla. So we were allowed to go and show 10 minutes of our film, Not Evil, Just Wrong. 10 minutes. 2 teachers invited us off their own bat. The children in that school have seen An Inconvenient Truth 3 times. To allow me to come in and talk to these kids, and I used to be a high school teacher, they needed a permission slip from their parents. And wait for it, in Alaska, you can have an abortion without your parents' permission. So here you go, guys. I am more dangerous than abortion. In Indiana, in a town called Attica, there is a little boy who we've made a little short film about. We haven't released it yet. A little boy who has objected to being force-fed An Inconvenient Truth. And his teacher now says, in the class, and we are going to be naming and shaming, the teacher in the class now says to him, we don't need to hear from you. We know what you know. We know what you think. You don't need to talk now. And picks this child out for having intellectual curiosity and questioning orthodoxy, which is what education is supposed to be about. In Texas, a woman has written to me and told me that her little boy in the elementary school was dressed as the Grim Reaper. he was given a papier-mâché of the globe and told to destroy it. And the lesson for today, children, is that's what human beings do to the planet. In Colorado, I know a man who is involved in a power plant, and he's driving his little small child in the back of the car, and they drive past a power plant. And the little child says, "Daddy, I hate them." He said he nearly had a crash. He thought, where did this come from? And the child is being taught that in school. Your daddy is killing all of us. Your daddy is killing all of us with that power plant. This is what's going on in the schools of America. And I will tell you something, as a recent convert to conservatism, which you have all the best ideas. You have all the best ideas. But guess what? You're not teaching them. You're not teaching them. You're not teaching them, and you are doing something really awful. You are allowing teachers to abuse their position of power in the classroom to terrorize children with things that aren't true. It doesn't matter if it was true, it's just not true. They tell children things that are not true, and that's not right. Listen, don't even get me going on homeschools. I used to think homeschoolers, and I told this last year at CPAC, when I was a big, fat, ugly liberal, I used to think that homeschoolers were nut jobs. Well, if you look at the curriculum, if you check out what they're teaching children in schools in America, you really get it, why people take their children out. There is a school. There is a school. Oh my God, there is a school in Wisconsin. There is a school in Wisconsin that is showing the day after tomorrow in science class with science notes. Here's what I want you to do. I'm running out of time. I want you to write to me. Tell me what has happened to your grandchild, to your daughter, to you in a classroom. Have you been told there are too many people on the planet? That is a lie. There is no scientific proof. Have you been to Alaska? There's no one living there. There's no one living there's no one living in Australia. There is no one living in Texas. This country is empty, and there's 300 million people living here. This is nonsense. This is just complete nonsense. GM foods would feed us all and end poverty and end hunger. All of these things are solvable. And by the way, just love this. If you're ever in an argument with environmentalists, why is it that they never, I'm so finished. Why is it that they always talk about too many people, but there's never too many elephants? Please buy the DVD.